Well, there's never a shortage of shows or sights and sounds throughout this city, but for the next few hours, all eyes are glued to Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas.
Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Denver Broncos and the Las Vegas Raiders. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports.
And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. They run here with a second-year man from UNC, Javonte Williams.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. That good for 22 and a first down.
Opening quarter, his opening carry of the game, and I think they'll give it to him a few more times, as they should.
You're exactly right about that. With that type of a run, you want to repeat it many times until they show signs of stopping it. I think he did his visualization exercise before this one, and they're paying off.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Again, it's Williams. Pushes him over. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Pretty solid opening drive here, Charles. They've worked in the run game, the pass game, just steadily getting yards, and now they've got it inside the red zone here with an opportunity.
And the only thing they don't have so far is points. With the way they're moving the ball now, that shouldn't take much longer. And they've established a great balance so far. Running, passing, doing what they want on offense.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down.
And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line.
46 yards rushing for him already. A terrific opening drive on the ground, and it's a first down.
Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver.
Greg Dulcich.
His first NFL reception goes for 6.
And the Broncos are on the board first here in Vegas.
McManus's point after is good, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Mariota and the Raiders now come up 1st and 10
at their 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
We spend a lot of time talking about what's going on the field. How about off the field with the evaluation? And they spend a lot of time saying, we've got to get a rookie in here who has big playability. And that's exactly what we're seeing here early in his career.
Drafted him in the spring. Here he is early in the fall making an impact. Off the play fake, Mariota. On the move to his left.
And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete. The Raiders had 0-3 here to begin the campaign. And you hate to have to say it this early in the season, but getting close to must-win time, is it not?
And I totally understand why you expressed it that way, because it's so early in the season it feels like hyperbole. But I think you are spot on this one. Yes, there's still time to turn things around, but they've got to start to win right now if they have any hopes of trying to make the playoffs.
They will run for the first time here with White.
And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
On play action, Mariota. Caught on the right side by Adams. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. 1st and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. Throwing, Mariota. And he's got it. Touchdown, Raiders.
Ugly rule, bro.
Devontae Adams. His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Raiders respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
They go play action with Wilson. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
He's got 1 touchdown pass already in this quarter, obviously looking for number 2, and definitely not playing the check down game.
On 3rd and 1, Wilson. He's going to take another shot here. And connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Partner, we've got ourselves a ball game, and those guys on defense, they came to play. Slipped up on their first series, but they're definitely settling in now and letting it be known that points won't come so easy again.
And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line. They decide against going for it on 4th and 1, maybe to the dismay of their offense, but hey, a nice consolation prize down inside the 5.
Nice consolation prize indeed. So maybe the offense is upset, but they showed confidence in their defense by punting it away.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Play action now. Mariota. Oh, trying to get that to Adams, but that's intercepted. Picked off by Alex Singleton. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
After the interception, here's Wilson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
And to put it
Why
mildly,
is this so fucking inaccurate?
They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Up the middle, it's Williams. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Javonte Williams, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos have taken the lead. Extra point from McManus is good. And that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
Go, yo.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game.
Yes, sir.
Adams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by
Yes, sir, PS2.
He takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown.
What you just saw there, first-round talent, second year, even more success. A pick 6 for a touchdown.
A great play. And it's tough for these guys, you've told me before, to adjust in the secondary as a first-year guy. So that sophomore season is big for them.
They really start to expand the playbook for them even more. Sometimes they dumb it down a little bit to make them comfortable year 1. By year 2, they should have all the nuances, and now they've adjusted to the speed of NFL play as well.
Showed right there. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt, Charles, with that pick 6.
And it feels like the whole team's infected right now.
It's
It's not just one person. It's kind of been a group effort where the mistakes have happened. Can they put that aside, kind of start over, and put together a nice drive?
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Mariota now. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Picked off by Justin Simmons.
And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. Now, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you throw this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
81 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
10 yards on the pickup. It's second and inches.
Williams going to get it again on second down.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score.
So from the 36 now, first and 10.
Off the play fake, here's Wilson. And his throw.
Come on, Albert. Oh!
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time he uses quickness to make a play.
On 3rd down, Wilson.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Raiders are going to take possession at their 16-yard line. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered, they'd had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
On 1st and 10, here's Mariota. He's got White here. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
A pickup of 10, and it's enough for a Las Vegas first down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Throwing is Mariota. He's got him in, complete.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
We get more penetration, man. Y'all bullshit.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. First down, here's White. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
They go play action. Mariota. He'll get that out to the flat to White. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. So that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
They'll try to pick this up on the ground with White. Now the ball comes loose. It's picked up by the Broncos. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I know a lot of defensive coaches have certain guys on their squad that they look to as drive stoppers, guys who can make big plays, interceptions, not get free. In this case, they didn't need one. The offense supplied it for them, just dropping the ball.
Yeah, and that was after they were doing so well on this drive through the air. They go to the ground, doesn't work. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They run it again with Williams. And that won't buy him much room. Just a 1-yard gain to the 5. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jayon Brown. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score.
Damn, Russell.
Like this, that could be an incredibly important pick six, CD. And remember, it cancels out the one that the opposition had earlier in this ball game.
You're right about that.
I ain't trying to leave them out.
Came up with plays to swing the momentum their way. Still plenty of time left for either team to come through with a win, though. Can someone else make a similar play and win it for their club?
All right, man. They're going to put his ass away.
Pick six, they'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago.
Oh, yeah. Free play.
We'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Walk down.
So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos. Just shy of midfield at the 49. Here's Williams to start the drive. They find some open field here. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 112 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Play action. Now Wilson.
Come back to the ball, man.
Picked off by Nate Hobbs. And the Raiders are going to take over at their own 14-yard line.
That's a beautiful read there.
Kill me when they just stop running their fucking route.
Back and watch. He knows he can't get beat deep because he has the end line to protect him. So he can react to everything in front of him, and he makes a great break on the football and comes down with the interception.
interception here. Mariota. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Justin Simmons.
And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it. That's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Max Crosby, the one who got in there for the stop.
That time they're able to bottle him up, and he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
We
2
gave
runs in a row,
bullshit
but only 2
ass
yards to
tackles.
show for it.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. Here's Wilson. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
The kick by McManus is good. And the lead works its way up to 10, 24-14.
So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
At their own 25-yard line.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's got a man complete. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Mariota. And the throw left sideline here is caught. Incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
He was covered by Patrick Surtain.
From the shotgun, it's Mariota. He's going to take a shot at the end zone. Why not? And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson.
And the Broncos are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Boy, they get him yet again, Charles. 5 interceptions in this game. You rarely see this, maybe a couple of times in a season, but this defense, they've been fantastic.
It's certainly an example of watching a defense that is in the zone, right? We use that term so often, but most of the time, it's for people who are on offense. In this case, it's a defense as a whole, all locked in with each other, all ready to go.
So we come upon halftime with the visiting Broncos taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Man, they got Russell Wilson so slow, I can't throw the ball.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon.
The Raiders are going to have it first, and they trail here as we get back to it in this third quarter of action. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage. But they
I went the wrong fucking way.
Now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. It's picked up by the Broncos.
Third count.
And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. And they came out of the locker trailing. Not a good way to start this second half with their first drive.
Can't imagine that the discussion at halftime encompassed this at all. In fact, I'm sure they talked about, okay, kind of wipe the slate clean, start the second half, and let's go out and play the way we know that we can. That's not a great example of it.
They didn't envision that. Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. And the Raiders have got him.
The penalty accepted, and they move the ball forward.
They go play action now. Wilson.
Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy.
And this one is incomplete.
Well, it's not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete. But you're right, hasn't been a banner game here in the second half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up and continue to fire.
Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams. And he's got some space here. And he'll wind up taking this all the way down to the Raiders' 6-yard line.
158 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's first and goal just outside the 5.
He gonna play the middle.
They'll try and run. This is Williams. And they give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a second and goal.
That's a great run right there on first down. Didn't quite get into the end zone, but now you've set yourself up for at least 2, maybe 3 more shots from close range.
Second and goal from the 1. Play action. It's Wilson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Mack. Touchdown, Broncos. Marlon Mack, his first touchdown on the year. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. McManus's point after is good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles, and they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback.
Come on!
It has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now it's a bootleg with Mariota.
Gets the check down throw to White.
Oh man, knock that ball out of his hand.
They work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, They run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
On third down, Mariota. And he's going to be brought down here
Yes,
in
sir,
the
Randy.
Randy Gregory in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to fourth down. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Hurry up, Russ.
Here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the
shit.
scored a touchdown. Their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game planned for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And able to stay on his feet past the...
Some plays, strong safety for the city.
At the 33-yard line.
A gain of 6 yards. And it's third down.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So here's a first and 10 now in Raider territory at the 44-yard line. Now it's Wilson. Past the 20.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Throw the ball away.
Here as he's taken down.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
Yeah, some real defensive resistance there, saying not so fast to a good drive. They had marched to the end zone the last time out.
It's third and long now for Wilson and the Broncos after that sack.
Operating from the gun. Wilson forced out to his left.
I pressed the wrong fucking
Gets
button.
to him again.
Fuck. Why the fuck was I pressing L1?
Game for them. They haven't been pressured very much today, but on back-to-back sacks, maybe the defense is starting to figure something out.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this
Damn.
one's away. And a little too much
I just
mustard
need
on
them
that one.
off.
It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
After the sack on first down. Mariota. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. Yes, folks, that is his third interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around a defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today,
touchdown! Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Broncos are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead is now 24.
Broncos 38, Raiders 14. Brendan McManus to kick off for Denver.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return.
25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
and you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now Mariota. Escaping the pressure right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Mariota to throw it. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Ronald Darby.
And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football.
Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Here's 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 at the Raiders' 44.
They'll stay on the ground with Williams.
And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win, and the defense is coming.
And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack.
Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to it.
The Broncos send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss.
And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
To throw is Mariota. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Another first down, this time on a gain of 19. A three-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. The throw over the middle, taken in. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
Justin Simmons up from his safety spot to make the tackle.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there. It keeps them advancing the ball.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Play fake. Mariota steps away. His throw caught at about the 5. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
White will cross the line. He's in. Touchdown, Raiders. And that moment we just saw, always so special for any rookie, the first touchdown of his career.
And there's nothing like anticipation, is there? You know he's been dreaming about it, thinking about it. It's been a part of every bit of his being. And finally, it gets done. He's got to feel great right now.
Now the Raider offense will stay out there as they'll line up to go for 2. They're going to try and run. And he will find the end zone again. So he gets the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. And that'll cut this deficit down a little bit further. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. They'll try and run down some clock with Williams. And he's got room. There he goes, left side. And he'll wind up taking this all the way down to the Raiders' 17-yard line. A huge play there for Denver. 55 yards.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they turn to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. Wilson wants to throw it. Out to his left, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this time.
And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown.
Albert Okwuegbunam.
A 20-yard touchdown.
And the Broncos look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter.
McManus's point after is good, and that pushes the lead up to 23. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
He's going to let it fly. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Ronald Darby.
And the Broncos are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Denver, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they'll return home next week to take on the Indianapolis Colts.
Meanwhile, for Las Vegas,
they'll sink now to 0-4. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC